tweeted with defeat for them in the third test against the Aussies. How will they fare with the tour now continuing in New Zealand? Well, the Tourists won their opening match against the Northern Districts by 42 points to 8. And 8 hours ago at Auckland, they came out for the first of a 3-test series. It took place at Carlaw Park Stadium in Auckland on North Island, and with conditions bad enough to make the tourists feel right at home. The commentators are Mike O'Donnell and Tony Palmer.
For the Kiwis, Gary Campbell coming back at fullback. The wings, Dean Bell and Dane O'Hara. A lot of experience in the centres with Luluwai and Arkoi. Olsen Filipina back in at standoff. Shane Varley's the halfback. Kevin Tamati, Cousin Howie and Dane Sorensen in the front row. Owen Wright and Kurt Sorensen in the second row. And Hugh McGann, the fast man off the back. For Great Britain, Mick Burke, the very safe fullback. Drummond and Hanley, the well-known wingers. Schofield and Mumby in the centres, a lot of talent there. Mike Smith comes in to replace the injured standoff. Neil Holding's the halfback. David Hobbs, Brian Noble, Brian Case the front row. Chris Burton and Andy Goodway in the second row, and Mick Adams, the veteran, on the back. Test match is underway. The big deep kick to Mick Burke. Burke putting it straight back again to Gary Campbell, safe underneath it. Campbell running it up. Expect hard, uncompromising tackling from both sides in the opening minutes of this game. Dean Bell. Howie Tamati waiting. In his usual place, playing dummy half game. Dane Sorensen. The Kiwis are going to run it at him. Howie Tamati flicks it on to Kevin Tamati. Kevin Tamati with a huge reputation in England, the outstanding player in English League this year. A bomb from Shane Varley. Chasing it up, Owen Wright's up there. Mick Burke well held.
That was a brilliant kick from Varley. He put it up there and gave his players time enough to get up there, but Burke was equal to the occasion and took it back. So it's a drop out from under the post. That was a brilliant kick from Varley. We can see the tactics. He's going to be kicking from both sides, on attack and on defence.
Gary Campbell coming up again. He'll run into the line. David Hobbs, number 8 for Great Britain. Howie Tamati. Shane Varley, changing direction. Dane Sorensen, pushing off one tackler.
Yes, he's got his forearm down well then, and uncompromising stuff.
Howie Tamati trying to go it alone. Kevin Tamati running up outside him, not quick enough. McGann flicks it up to Owen Wright. Dane O'Hara, first mistake of the match.
Yes, he wasn't expecting him at this level of football. He should have caught that ball.
Hobbs again. Hobbs being used a lot to run it up. Oh, good running from Neil Holding. He's caught the gap. Kiwi's right on the fence now. Who's back to cover it? Dean Bell picks it up, trying to run it out from his own 10-metre line.
That's brilliant stuff from the young winger. Perfect position for a winger. Cover your fullback at all times.
Shows you how dangerous these Great Britain players are given a yard to move. Neil Holding splitting them wide open. Kevin Tamati.
Yes, they're very dangerous around the play of the balls, and Holding comes straight through a big gap there.
Campbell. Hanley running back for it. He's knocked it back. Burke's there. He's out. Owen Wright right up on him very quickly, putting him out.
Good kick by Campbell. Made 50 metres for that kick. The tactics are pretty obvious now, Tony. It's going to be kick and chase when you're in a defensive position.
Pretty much all you can do on a paddock like this. Holding. Once again, spreading it open, looking for support. Who's back there? Mick Adams it was who made the initial break. I wonder if Dean Bell is going to get penalised for the tackle.
No, I don't think he is. That shows you Dean Bell come across first 10 minutes of the game. He saved 2 try-scoring situations where it was a brilliant tackle. He come across a little high maybe, but it was a try-saving tackle. Well done, Dean Bell.
Well, just looking at it again, have a look at the next tackle from Dean Bell. It was high, but not deliberate, and really not terribly dangerous. Certainly it was effective in stopping the try. Varley. Olsen Filipina bumping off the tackle, getting the pass away. Campbell flicks it through to James Lillaway. Back inside to Dean Bell. Filipina.
Yes, well, I wonder what he's going to do here. It's about 30, 34 metres out. Will he have a shot at goal or not? It's right in front.
So a chance for the Kiwis to get points on the board through Olsen Filipina. Just outside the uprights.
And the touch judges have ruled that the English player took the ball back over the goal, so it'll be drop out under the post.
"18 minutes of play gone. 0-0 in the first test. Fred Arcoy. Burton attack. Dane O'Hara. Dane Sorensen, should I say. Kevin Tamati on the burst. And that's where they need to use him. Howie Tamati. Through Varley. Kurt Sorensen. Oh, lovely pass to James Lillaway. And he'll score right out of the post.
Magnificent try.
Superb pass. Delayed just nicely and flicked in front from Kurt Sorensen, and that is the man's forte. And James the finisher there to finish it off for the Kiwis.
I'm just going to say, Tony, nearly 20 minutes up. Kurt Sorensen hadn't been in the game. But there he comes, runs outside Varley, took it in, gets his hands around the man, and there is Lillaway again. Beautiful finish that he is under the post.
Look at it again, the pass put up beautifully. James Lillaway, that's why he's called the finisher. Stuff like that is bread and butter. He's on the spot to take a pass at pace. Beautifully set up, Kurt Sorensen. And Olsen, with half a step back, puts easy points on the board. 6-0, the Kiwis lead after 17 minutes of the game. Holding with the restart. And that's why Kurt Sorensen is so famous. His ability to set up passes for somebody else to run. Getting Bell away. Good running, Dean Bell.
Can't do any wrong today, Tony. He's having a magnificent game.
Kiwis right up on attack now. Shane Varley flicks it outside. Owen Wright. Dane O'Hara there can't hold on to it. Varley goes back and tidies up.
On all cylinders down. They got that little bit of confidence. They're really playing the skills that they all have.
Dean Bell, the man of the moment. A little bit of a limp there.
Well, that's one back against the head to us.
Shane Varley going back inside. Holding has him. Hugh McGann. McGann looking for ground to run. Howie Tamati. Dane Sorensen. Watch, see Owen Wright running up there right beside him. Ready to run off. Kevin Tamati. Oh! Olsen Filipina coming through.
Yes, if he had controlled that ball, Tony, that would have been another try under the post.
Couldn't quite finish it. Same setup.
Same setup. Yes, Kevin Tamati took that on well, turned his body around, popped it up, but Filipina couldn't control it.
Gary Campbell. They're going to run it at him all day. Campbell losing it, regaining it. But I think it went forward.
Yes, that was a strong tackle on Campbell then and forced him to drop the ball.
So to scrum down right on the 22-metre line in Great Britain's territory. Rather untidy scrum feed. Differential penalty. They can't have a shot. Gary Campbell. And the rain has started falling again. Campbell looking for the line. Right on the 22-metre line. Kiwis with a chance to set something up here. Dane Sorensen. Very wet out there at the moment. Dane Sorensen.
Dane Sorensen having a fine game, a fine wet weather props game, taking that ball and seldom loses it.
Kevin Tummey offloading to Kurt Sorensen. Sorensen loses it. Burke for Great Britain. And they've lost it. James Lillaway picks it up. Shane Varley wants to get things started quickly. They want to take full advantage when they've got a little advantage through a breakdown and play, the Kiwis. Kevin Tummey thought the tacklers were closer than they were. Must have taken a bit of rehearsal, that move. Dane Sorensen.
The last tackle, the ball will have to go up there now. They'll be all up there.
Who's up underneath it? Hanley steps out of play with the ball.
Yes, a fine kick by Coy then, because it made Hanley take it back dead, so it's a drop out under the post. We get the ball back, we're in attack position.
Kick from Burke.
Oh, well taken, Gary Kemble.
Kemble runs it up, and once again the Kiwis on attack. Howie Tummey juggling it a bit. Kevin Tummey. Back to Howie. Dane Sorensen waiting. Shane Varley flicks it on. Olsen Filipina gets the pass away. Fred Arcoy is there. Great try. Two tries to the Kiwis.
It just shows you the strength of Olsen Filipino. Very similar to the first try where Sorensen went through. Filipino goes through, around the man, pops it up. Fred Arcoy is there, but backing up. Nearly comes down, but manages to regain his feet and go over.
Have a look at this again. Shane Varley flicked it out to Olsen Filipina. Filipina, that's why he's in the team, because he can still offload in the tackle. Fred Arcoy had enough momentum to carry him there. Nicely finished. New Zealand leading 10-0. And the extra points are there for Olsen Filipina once again. He set up the pass, made the try, converted it. 12-0.
Makes you wonder sometimes, Tony, how guys like Filipino and Kurt Sorensen can only play second grade in Sydney. Must be a personality catch. It cannot be on ability.
Well, Fred Arcoy was in the same boat.
Yes, did right.
Once again, the Kiwis in possession.
And Kevin takes it back, right back to 22s.
The half-time hooter is gone. That is half-time. Great Britain being beaten at the moment at the end of the first half by 2 Kiwi tries to 0. 12-0 the Kiwis lead, and getting a great ovation as they go off into the dressing room, where Graham Lowe, I'm sure, will have some words of wisdom for them. Start of the second half now. The Kiwis coming out at half-time, leading Great Britain 12-0, 2 tries to 0. Clean jerseys for all players, and they'd need them. Dane Sorensen flicking it on to Shane Varley. Right out wide to Hugh McGann, ranging out there. McGann trying to put it outside him, holds on to the ball. Howie Tummey waiting. Owen Wright. James Lillaway. Well, they've got to make sure of putting James Lillaway on the ground. Kurt Sorensen once again with a nice pass. Hugh McGann. Shane Varley waiting. Kevin Tummey. Kurt Sorensen. Dean Bell. The battle between these two today, Ellery Hanley and Dean Bell, it's been amazing. Dean Bell has played superbly, certainly thus far in the match, my player of the day.
Yeah, Ellery Hanley, he was the star of the Australian section of the tour. scoring several tries in the test matches, 60 to 70 metre tries.
Kevin Tumity looking around in all different directions.
Yes, began was a runner then, and he nearly got through, nearly broke.
Kevin Tumity, Kurt Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen through!
No try.
Oh, Kurt Sorensen appealed to the referee.
Yes, Mr. Roberts was right there. It looked from here that he may have forced the ball, but Mr. Roberts was there and no try.
Schofield.
There was another sign of Kurt Sorensen's immense strength near the goal line.
Shane Barley and Fred Arcoy to tacklers there. Kurt Sorensen, so dangerous on the burst. And a beautiful passer of the ball.
Oh.
A comedy of errors here.
Yes, it's getting a little bit...
very, very
bit out of
slippery
hand.
ball, slippery ground.
You can only feel for the players out there under those conditions. Look, there's another one there. It really is. It's really extremely difficult under these conditions with the ball the way it is.
All the more reason why it's astounding the way the Kiwis have played this game.
Oh, it's been unbelievable.
In fact, in mistakes, Great Britain have had 30 handling mistakes, and the Kiwis 23. Kiwis ball. Barley flicks it up. Olsen Filipina takes the tackle. Hugh McGann. Well, the ground really is a quagmire out there. Kevin Tumity. And still the Kiwis are flicking it around. Sign of the confidence in this side. Nice little double round for Kurt Sorensen. James Luluai. Dean Bell outside him, goes back inside. Dean Bell still flicking it on. Fred Arcoy's picked it up. Still live. Dane Sorensen. He's found again.
Good tackle by Mick Burke there. They've just said try to Sorensen. Burke to a nice low tackle.
Dane O'Hara trying to use his strength. The Kiwis once again right up on the line, but Great Britain possession.
Yeah, it was a turnover then, 6 tackles. That was oh so close to Sorensen then. Got 10 minutes to go. I don't really think they can win this game. New Zealand have to make a lot of silly errors. No, they're just too professional for that.
This might be...
They let through. The referee was on the spot.
Might have been a runaway try.
It's the only chance it looked like scoring.
An indication of how greasy and grimy it is out there. Have a look at the referee.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Roberts, the Sydney referee, has had a very good game. There's only been 10 penalties in the game, and he's been very unassuming and let the game run.
He has let it flow very well, particularly in these conditions with untidy ball a lot of the time.
Oh, yes, he's played a lot of advantage where he could have pulled it up, but he's let the game go, and it's been for the benefit of the game and the spectators.
Holding puts it out on the roof of the railway stand.
Well, here we go. Now, what have they got planned here? Stakes by Great Britain.
And Kurt Sorensen comes up with the ball.
After the tackle be made by Dane Sorensen.
Howie Tumity. Campbell with the kick.
That's a good kick too.
He's testing Vic Burke. Hanley.
Oh, well, brilliant.
Good running.
Oh,
He might be away. Ellery Hanley. Hard matter stuff.
Oh,
Takes it
well.
back inside. And
Gary Kendall, a beautiful tackle. He shoved him all the way to the new head support on the outside. And he put him in a touch with a fine tackle. Well done, Gary Campbell. Well, that shows these great Britain players, you can't write them off, especially Hanley. He's a matchman in his own right. He stood up. He stood up Dean Bell then and ran round him. The only mistake Dean Bell's done all day. But Hanley is a classy player.
so what can Great Britain do from here?
Well, there's only 4 or 5 minutes to go. We'll take it a couple of times, New Zealand, and we'll put it deep.
That really is the only time in the second half that Great Britain have looked close to scoring a try.
And it wasn't through team, it was only through the individual brilliance of one or two of their players.
And a good cover defence tackle from Gary Campbell, who's had a superb game at fullback. Never been caught out of position. There's Drummond, who really has featured very little in this game.
This is going to be interesting for the next test, what Graham Lowe does with, if Mark Graham is available, who he drops, because the guy he's brought in to replace Aaron Wright's had a fine game, and Huey McGann's had a fine game as well. I don't think there have been any changes in any other positions. Everyone else has played.
Oh, nicely stolen, Shane Bartlett.
He's saved every round there.
On right. Neither is unfamiliar with that position, of course. Shane Barley has played standoff before. Clayton Friend plays halfback all the time.
Just when you come on.
There's just a glimpse of the class of this little man, tough as nails, just a youngster, Clayton Friend, who really is, I'm sure, going to be the star of the future in Kiwi Rugby League.
That was unfortunate then. McGann was nearly through off a pass from O'Hara. Straightening it up nicely there.
Clayton Friend, like Dean Bell, just 22 years of age. New Zealand Maoris player. Owen Wright, a good tackle.
He's done a lot of defensive work today, Owen Wright. He's got through a lot of tackles. There he is again.
There is the final hooter. New Zealand have won the first test against Great Britain. Clearly the dominant side. Clearly the side who played the most enterprising football and had the better speed in the forwards. The Kiwis have won 12 points to nil in the first test over Great Britain here at Carlaw Park. 18 minutes a try to James Luluai, converted by Filipina. After 36 minutes a try to Fred Arcoy, the captain, converted again by Filipina, who has proved his worth in this side. An indication of today's conditions more than anything else. Mistakes for Great Britain, handling mistakes, 37 of them. For the Kiwis, 28.
So a very disappointing start indeed for Great Britain in the first of those three tests, and you'll see coverage of the next two in 2 weeks' time. That's Saturday.
The most important match so far on Great Britain's Australasian tour, the second test match from Christchurch, New Zealand. Well, it's become a question of pride now, and with opportunities running out to repair the damage following 4 defeats in the previous 4 test matches. 3 of those coming in Australia, where the British policy to contain rather than attack kept the scoring down and probably helped to keep morale intact as well. But it was a bitter disappointment losing the first New Zealand test last Saturday without scoring a solitary point. Indeed, in the 4 internationals so far, we've managed only 3 tries, 1 in each of the test matches against Australia.
Back for Adams. Now out for Drummond. Drummond out of 1. Straightening. He's got support too. Away it goes. And Great Britain is in to score. You know, there are plenty of people who reckon that Noble's the best captain to come out of Yorkshire since Captain Cook. Well, I don't know about that, but he's able to inspire this running from Schofield. Schofield has got it back to Drummond. Drummond's got support too from Goodway. Across it goes to Schofield again. Schofield for the corner and scores. What a try! Over the halfway, no support. Well, he had Goodway with him, but Goodway overran the ball carrier.
The winger, he never anticipated a bust at all.
Here's Drummond. There's a try for Great Britain. He's there. He's there. Ellery Hanley is in to score for Great Britain.
Well, unfortunately, even that silver lining has a cloud, because Gary Schofield wasn't available for the Christchurch test, which was played in the early hours of this morning and which we'll be able to see in just a couple of moments. Before that, let's take a look at Britain's record in the provincial games, which shows only 1 defeat and an overwhelming points total in favour of the tourists. and I think it's fair to say that confidence was high before the 3 test matches in New Zealand. So last week's defeat in Auckland really was a bitter setback.
Kevin Tamati on the burst. And that's where they need to use him. Howie Tamati through Varley. Kurt Sorensen. Oh, lovely pass to James Lillard. And he'll score right out of the post.
Magnificent try.
Shane Varley flicks it on. Olsen Filipina gets the pass away. Fred Arcoy is there. Great try.
A real blow, so once again Great Britain needing to win the second test to keep the series alive and to come home with something positive to talk about next month. Well, the Rugby League's Director of Coaching, Phil Larder, is alongside me tonight and shares the opinion of most experts back home that the match you're about to see is the most critical on the tour. Reputations are at stake, pride as well, and possibly that we're not all that far behind the development of the game down under. The commentators are Tony Palmer and the former Kiwi Test star, Mike O'Donnell.
Starting with the Great Britain side, a couple of changes in the back line today. Mick Burke is still fullback, Des Drummond still on the right wing, but Ellery Hanley has been moved from the left wing to pair up with Keith Mumby in the centres. The 19-year-old speedster from Widnes, Joe Lydon, takes that wing berth. Tony Myler's happily recovered from his food poisoning, so he comes back in at standoff. At half-back, Neil Holding has been played out of his position by excellent form of Andy Gregory against Northern Districts and Central Districts. The pack's exactly the same as for the first test. David Hobbs, the captain, Brian Noble and Brian Case are the front row. Behind them, the hard-working second row pair of Chris Burton and Andy Goodway, and veteran loose forward Mick Adams. Today's reserves, John Joyner and Kevin Beardmore. For the Kiwis, no changes to this side from last week. Mark Graham once again unavailable through injury. Gary Kemble has had an excellent game at fullback. Watch him again for the key to the tactics. The wings, Dean Bell and Dane O'Hara. Dean Bell was our player of the day last week. The centres, James Luluwai and Fred Arcoy, the captain, both scored tries in the first test. Once again, there'll be a lot of play around Olsen Filipina at standoff, and we expect another lively game from Shane Varley at halfback. A classy pack with a lot of pace comprises Kurt Sorensen and Owen Wright in the second row, Hugh McGann, the loose forward, behind a very tough front row of Kevin Tamati, Howie Tamati and Dane Sorensen. The Kiwis lead the series 1-0 at the moment through a victory at Carlaw Park in Auckland last weekend where they won 12-0, 2 tries to 0. Andy Gregory starts for Great Britain. Back to Gary Kemble. Hugh McGann in there. Kurt Sorensen couldn't hold it. Going back is James Luluwai. The Kiwi side really keyed up for today's match. Kurt Sorensen. A lot of talking, a lot of chatter, a lot of it nervous. Kemble. Once again, the tactical kicking is going to be a big feature of the game. Gary Kemble last week managed to kick it between the very safe Mick Burke and the not quite so safe Ellery Hanley. Between the two of them, he caused enough confusion to give them an advantage. Gary Kemble's line kicking and tactical kicking has improved so much in the last couple of years, it's unbelievable. Burke. Chris Burton. Noble. Big kick upfield, something the Great Britain side did not do last week. Dane O'Hara.
Yes, they've been practicing all week, actually. Straight back, 40 or 50 metres downfield.
Ellery Hanley playing at number 3 in the centres today. Played on the wing last week, as he did in Australia. That's Brian Case, big prop forward. The red headband this week. Noble to Hobbs. Hobbs losing it. Howie Tamati picks it up. Shane Varley. Back to Luluwai. Again, the handling problem starting early.
A little bit of sloppy passing there.
Noble. Hanley. Gregory. Good little player is Andy Gregory. Has literally played his way into this test side for Great Britain with excellent games against Northern Districts and Central Districts. Hanley. He was the most penetrative of the Great Britain backs in the first test. Ellery Hanley, they brought him into the centres where they think he'll be more effective today. Great Britain are obviously going to try and run it today. They They've been working on the tactical kicking all week. Goodway, player of the series in Australia. Noble. And the kick up. A little bit of confusion there under that ball. Dean Bell couldn't take it. It's gone out.
This is a similar start to last week's game. Great Britain were on attack the first 10 minutes last week. They couldn't get through, but they started off in a similar vein this week. They've got the pressure on. And they're holding the ball.
Kiwi ball. Varley has it. Dean Bell. Running it himself once again, slipping the first tackle. Superb game last week, Dean Bell. Owen Wright running onto it. Dane Sorensen.
Yes, I can't work what that was out.
I thought there might have been a penalty New Zealand's way for the tackle.
Yes, obviously Dane Sorensen did something illegal in the tackle there.
Have a look at it again. I thought Kurt Sorensen might have been lucky enough to get a penalty out of that. Kick from David Hobbs. Campbell's back there and safe. Running it back up. Varley. Luluai. Sorensen.
Yes, the Great Britain side standing offside, then inside the 5 metres. The referee had no doubt about it. I think it's a bit too far. They won't go for a goal. Kemble will probably put it out.
Fairly tentative start to this second test in Christchurch. A lot of handling errors. Varley. Kiwis right up on attack now. Varley. Oh, slipping through the first one, caught in the second. Shane Varley lively as ever. Somebody to Sorensen. To Kurt Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen on the burst. So strong. Just a couple of metres short of the line now. Kiwis right up on attack. Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati whipped it back to Kevin Tamati, going wide this time. Shane Varley with a little kick, and McAdams is underneath it. Great Britain in possession. Gregory. Trying to run it out now from right on their own line, Great Britain. Once again, they started very hard and fast in the first 10 minutes, but it didn't take the Kiwis long to get their measure. It's an inspired Kiwi side out there at the moment. Burke. Dean Bell. Varley. Campbell. Campbell up on the line again, breaking a gap. Nicely outside him is James Luluai. Will they catch him? Luluai right under the post. Good try. Early blood for the Kiwis.
And James Luluai scores his 4th try in as many tests. That's an unbelievable record for the New Zealand midfield.
Let's have a look at it again. Shane Varley flicked it out. Campbell made the initial gap, ran it up, flicked it outside him to James Luluai, and Luluai once again the finisher. 12.5 minutes gone. The Kiwis lead 4-0.
Yes, it's really the first time New Zealand's had the ball in an attacking opportunity, and they just showed what skills they've got.
This 4-6. Could be straighter. Olsen Filipina makes it 6-0. The Kiwis leading. Just under 15 minutes gone. Having a look at it again from the end-on replay, Gary Kemble it was that made the initial break and set it up. Luluwai through the gap, as always, in the right place at the right time and straight underneath the posts. Pace. Kiwi tackling still pretty sure. Good way. Looking for space to move. Right out wide to Mumby. He's crunched. Oh, good gap made. Nicely done. The little pass outside. Drummond out there. Is he going to get to the line? Hanley trying to finish it.
It's very close. About 1 metre from the line.
Great Britain with a real chance here. Adams flicks it out wide. Nice little pass up under from Lydon. Oh, good tackling. Once again, it's Gary Kemble. Kemble and Hugh McGann. Good, safe, last-minute tackling.
Magnificent. Gary Kemble's carrying on where he left in Auckland last week. He's playing a superb game. That was a try-saving tackle if ever there was one.
Tony Myler, who's injured.
That's an injury they can ill afford.
That's an injury, really, that he's carried throughout the tour. They won't stop for him. Kiwi ball, Shane Varley. Dean Bell waiting. Bell, held by Adams. Sorensen. Tony Myler's going to get up and keep playing again, but one can't help thinking that's a weakness, particularly at standoff. Drummond. Dane O'Hara assisted by Fred Arcoy in the tackle. Burke. They're not getting any room to move at all, Great Britain. Certainly they have looked more enterprising in this match than they had last week. Close to scoring on a couple of occasions now. It's been a back play picked up by Dean Bell. Very quick to loose ball. McGann. Good bend. Sorensen. Kiwis working their way back up again. After that pressure from Great Britain, it's taken them very little time. Oh, nicely held, Kurt Sorensen. Beautifully done. And flicked outside to Dane O'Hara. Can't make the line, but Kurt Sorensen showing his ball skills again. Beautifully held in the tackle.
Sorensen took that ball off Kevin Tamati then. It could have been anyone's ball, but he contested, he took it, and he made the half break for O'Hara. He nearly scored in the corner.
Same story again. Mike O'Donnell, the Great Britain side, make heavy work of their 6 tackles and don't make a lot of ground. The Kiwis seem to be enterprising every time they get possession.
I think there's far more confidence in this Kiwi team as opposed to the Great Britain side.
Varley, Olsen Filipina. Varley. Fred Arcoy putting it up to Hugh McGann. The tackle was high. They're going to get the penalty. Let's have a look again at the tackle on Hugh McGann. There's Arcoy, flicks it up to McGann, and the tackle, no question about that. That's a coat hanger. Luckily, Hugh McGann, one of the more skillful ball players in the Kiwi side, very, very fast back row man, is uninjured. I'm sure he'll have been shaken up, but no question it was illegal. And a chance now for Olsen Filipina to put further points on the board. Another nail in the coffin of Great Britain. A silly tackle gave the Kiwis a penalty. New Zealand leading Great Britain 8-0 with 15 minutes gone in the first half.
Yes, New Zealand are showing far more commitment in the Great Britain side, especially on defence. There's 2 and 3 in a tackle, and the Great Britain people are going backwards. But when New Zealand players have the ball, they're taking 2 or 3 forward. There's not that same commitment there.
Kiwis making yardage every time. Bali. Bell. Kevin Tamati. Still going. Oh, what a great fend to Hugh McGann. Great fend from Kevin Tamati, offloading after the second attempted tackle. And they're still going wide. Kurt Sorensen. A confident Kiwi side with their tails up. Dane Sorensen. Bali. Olsen Filipina a little double round and through the middle. Hugh McGann's up there. Looking all the way like a try for the Kiwis. Bali. The kick. Filipina's up there. Good tackle.
Another superb kick from Bali. Just put it far enough. Well, they had to take it back. It's another drop out under the post. New Zealand retained possession and attacking position.
And Andy Goodway back there to save the day for Great Britain.
Actually, Kevin Tamati showing amazing speed today, isn't he? He's getting through there like a loose forward or an inside back.
Kevin Tamati is having a superb game so far. Really looking good on the burst. Kemble. Pass out wide. James Luluwai. Dane Sorensen. Kevin Tamati. Still looking to offload the ball, but Noble's tackle was good. Filipina. Hugh McGann playing a big part in this game, as is Owen Wright. Filipina out there. Dane O'Hara, nowhere to go. Good kick. Oh, once again, pressure for Great Britain. Same tactics as the first test. When they get up that close, put them under pressure. Mick Burke is very safe, but 1 or 2 of the other Great Britain backs are not quite as safe under that high ball.
Yes, that was a good kick from Mark Foy. He just put it right on the spot. But the Great Britain time, they never put any pressure on him as he made the kick. He had all the time in the world.
Kemble.
Brilliant cut, Kemble.
Kevin Tamati. Oh, playing like a man inspired today is Kevin Tamati. Dane Sorensen offloading to his brother. Kurt Sorensen comes back to Kevin Tamati. Tamati takes the tackle. Howie Tamati waits. Dane Sorensen. Bali putting it out wide. Olsen Filipina. Hugh McGann. Owen Wright. The combination between Hugh McGann and Owen Wright has been superb today. We'll explain in a minute why it is so good. Fred Arcoy outside to Olsen Filipina, who gets the pass back. Kurt Sorensen still live. Dane Sorensen with a kick. Good tactics. And Dean Bell up there to pressure them again. Joe Lighton saves it for Great Britain.
The referees ruled the bell was offside. It's a penalty to Great Britain to relieve a little bit of pressure. 33 metres from their goal line. They got amazing accuracy with the ball with it.
Dane Sorensen. That was a good kick. Dean Bell wasn't that far offside, but he was offside and adjudged so by the referee. Lighton there for Great Britain to save it. The reason why Hugh McGann and Owen Wright combine so well is that they play together for Otahuhu in Auckland. They also play in New Zealand Maoris and Auckland together. They are a superb combination. Brian Case.
He's looking for runners there, but there's no one coming through.
Seems to be really the story of this Great Britain tour, is that the individual brilliance of one or two players is not supported by the rest of the team. Howie Tamati tidies up for the Kiwis. New Zealand in possession. James Luluai. It's proving tricky as ever. Dane Sorensen. Filipina. And they've assigned 2 men to him today, sometimes 3. Kevin Tamati and Kurt Sorensen on the burst. Nicely up to Shane Varley. Varley back to Fred Arcoy. Arcoy with a little chip through. He was shepherded.
No, the referee was right on the spot there. He wasn't under that opinion. I think Arcoy might have played a little bit there. It was a fair ruling.
Let's have a look at it again. It certainly looked as though Fred Arcoy was shepherded as he went through. The chip through. And Drummond and Hanley appeared to interfere with him, but the referee was on the spot. He's the judge.
New Zealand backline are looking remarkably skilled under these conditions, Tony, aren't they? Imagine what it'd be like on a hard and fast track.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good little break. Andy Goodway. Good running. Who's there to pick it up? Hanley's inside him. Can they get a try from there? Hanley and a flying tackle from Dane O'Hara holds him up. Holding the ball up. The referee signals that's the case.
Magnificent tackle from O'Hara.
Well, you've seen try-saving tackles before. There's one right out of the book from Dane O'Hara.
That was a certain try to Hanley. He's one of the strongest men in this Great Britain side, and O'Hara kept the ball off the ground.
Superb tackle. Little White.
But it does show this Great Britain side, they have the individual stars to come through and make breaks and score tries.
Filipina. Playing it himself. Filipina making good ground. Campbell. Once again between Burke and the winger. In this case it's Joe Lydon. Burke running it up. Good tackle, Dean Bell. Bell again. Hanley. Case can't hold it. Didn't go forward though. Owen Wright the tackler.
Very sloppy play by Great Britain. They lost 10 metres in that movement then.
So right up on the Great Britain 22. Gregory.
That was not
A little bit unnecessary on Howie Tamati.
Totally unnecessary. Straight. But he's penalised Tamati. So the referee's obviously seen it a different way.
Well, I'm sure Barry Barnes is not going to come out of this game with the same lack of criticism as Kevin Roberts had last week. I'm sure there will be people who will disagree with one or two of his decisions. Great Britain with a chance to do something again. 30 metres out. Better running from Great Britain, far more commitment. And the way they're running it up now, they're not flicking it around as much as the Kiwis, but at least they're attempting such. Nicely picked up, they're going to lose it. Owen Wright comes up with the ball. Better running Dean Bell, given a couple of inches to move. Dean Bell is pretty dangerous, slips 2 tackles, caught in the third. Caught by Andy Goodway. Akoi, forward. What a superb game Dean Bell is having again.
Yes, he used that sideline beautifully. He's only 1 or 2 inches in, but he must have used it for 20 or 30 metres.
22 years old, from the Manuko Club in Auckland, has played for Carlisle and Leeds, playing his 5th test today. Ellery Hanley, away with a break. They can't stop him. Chasing after him is Dane O'Hara once again. Can he save the day? Not this time. A try for Great Britain, Ellery Hanley. Much more effective in the centres today than he was on the wing.
Yes, that showed the individual flair of Hanley. I thought he was a little bit faster than that because O'Hara made ground on him, but he swerved away at the last minute and he just had enough legs.
Having a look at it again, with a good break made for Hanley, put him in a gap. Hugh McGann tried to ankle tap him, couldn't quite get there. Dane O'Hara showing a burst of speed, but Ellery Hanley just managing to evade him. And Dane O'Hara couldn't pull off the same try-saving tackle twice in a row. Ellery Hanley, the man of the moment, 23-year-old from Bradford Northern. He's had 8 tries, that's 9 on tour now. He normally plays at standoff or centre, but he has been playing on the wing in this tour. So Mick Burke with a chance to make it 6.
Actually, Burke, the goalkeeper, he was the guy that set the try up. He come in the back line and gave the overlap to Henry.
And Burke is there. 8-6.
Yes, we can see here that Burke comes in the line, commits his man, and Hanley has enough room and time. And he just outpaces O'Hara to the line.
Tamati, Barley. Hasn't taken them very long to wake up to Kevin Tamati's form of today.
Yes, he's having a fine game. He's taking 2 and 3 on the tackle. He's hurting them when they do catch him.
Kurt Sorensen nicely picked up that ball. Hugh McGann outside him. Dean Bell pushed out over the line. Kurt Sorensen's playing out wide a lot today, and he's being very effective when he comes in.
Yes, he's got that ability to delay the pass. Where it commits the man, commits the opposition, but gives his man a half gap, and they're through. Bell was nearly in the corner then.
Get him offside! Get him back!
Great Britain once again in a defensive role, trying to run it out, but not making a lot of yardage. Getting the pass up nicely to Gregory. Held by McGann. Kick through. Held by Dean Bell beautifully. Ineffectual kick. Kevin Tamati waiting. Up wide again, Fred Akoi. Who's he got outside him? Fred Akoi almost through a gap. Dane Sorensen backing into the tackle. Right up now inside, Great Britain's 22. Barley trying to nip inside himself. He's such a tiny man, it amazes me that he can continue to play at this level of football. Kurt Sorensen. Dean Bell looking to get the pass away. No one there, holds the ball. Last tackle. The kick going up this time. Akoi. And Hugh McGann comes up with it. Fred Akoi will finish. Nice try. Once again, it's the centres. James Luluai and Fred Akoi scoring the tries for the Kiwis. 12 points to 6 with a chance to make it 14-6. And still 4 minutes play remaining in the first half.
Here we go, the ball from Howie Tamati. Akoi puts it high in the air. It's a beautiful bomb.
I thought that kick was going to be short. Hugh McGann, as ever, in the right place at the right time, flicks it up to Fred Akoi. All he had to do was run a couple of paces and put it over the line. Yes, the flags are up. 14-6 with a couple of minutes remaining in the first half. New Zealand leading Great Britain. Look at it again. The bomb from Fred Arcoy. It looked like it might have been short. Mick Adams running up to get underneath it. Normally very safe. Flicked back by Owen Wright to Hugh McGann. McGann flicks it up to Fred Arcoy, and Arcoy with a couple of metres to go to get over the line. And once again, the combination between Owen Wright and Hugh McGann proving its worth. Just a little tap back.
Yes, as soon as that ball is up in the air, those two are up there. With their added height, they've got an advantage over the Great Britain side.
They're both 6'3". Wright's 15 stone, McGann is 14 stone. But because they play together in club football, provincial football, inter-districts football and New Zealand Maoris, their combination together is superb. Kevin Tamati bustling his way up. Sorensen. Filipino. Varley with the kick.
Very good kick too.
Right over Des Drummond's head.
Guess what, can New Zealand try anything now? We've got about one minute to half time. I think it's a Great Britain's ball into the scrum. They'll probably hook it.
Half-time hooter is gone. That is half-time. So the Kiwis with a good lead at half-time, 14-6.
Yes, and yet again, Great Britain conceding a try just before half-time, as they did in Australia, after the encouragement as well of that fine try by Ellery Hanley. The character of the tourist now. Welcome back. Great Britain have got some catching up to do now to save the series against New Zealand, trailing in the second test by 14 points to 6 at half-time. As I said, what follows must be a real test of character.
And the Kiwis leading 14-6, and certainly looking the better side, certainly looking more adventurous when they do anything. Their support play has been superb. Good, fast forwards, backing each other up well.
Yes, their tackle count makes interesting reading too, Tony. The top tackle count for the New Zealand side is Dane Sorensen with 13, but the last in the forward pack is Owen Wright with 9, but they all range between 9 and 13, so they're all doing their own job out there.
Kurt Sorensen and Dane Sorensen once again proving invaluable. Varley. Filipina. New jerseys after half-time, but they won't stay clean for long. Kevin Tamati. Owen Wright still managing to offload. Dane Sorensen. Sorensen slips too, eventually caught by Case and Gregory.
Yes, Dane Sorensen have another strong game today, Tony, isn't he? Carrying on from last week.
Excellent game. Varley. Arcoy. Luluai was up there to Mark Hanley. Drummond. There's Drummond complaining there that Luluai was offside. Didn't get any joy from the referee. Chris Burton. Burton and Goodway, the second rowers for Great Britain. Once again, the workhorses, as they were last week. It's a good kick. Mick Burke. A good kick. 25-year-old from Widnes, who played internationals in rugby union for England under-21s. 1 try and 19 goals so far on the tour.
He's actually been offered a contract to go and play gridiron in the United States, the kicker only.
Not surprising, since he holds points records. Goals 140 and points 316. That was back in 1979-80.
Great Britain tacklers aren't stopping that ball.
Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati stepping into position to play dummy half. Kevin Tamati. Oh, nicely offloaded. Howie Tamati couldn't pick it up from cousin Kevin.
a bad mistake there, a knock-on, obviously, or something similar. Didn't quite catch what it was, but it was a bad mistake. It was only the first tackle on Great Britain.
So the scrum right by the halfway line, in the middle of the field. Filipina trying a little move there for Gary Kemble to come in. Filipina. Once again, 3 tacklers. Tamati. Sorensen. A barging run. Has the highest tackle count in the first half, does Dane Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen. Wide pass. Kevin Tamati. Tamati offloading. Fred Arcoy. Arcoy. Filipina in there. Hugh McGann. And outside him is Luluway. And Dean Bell to finish it.
Magnificent try for these conditions.
What a superb try on any ground, let alone a wet and soggy one like this, to take New Zealand to 18-6. Dean Bell with some reward now for the amazing amount of toil he put in the first half. Fred Arcoy set it up. Olsen Filipina managing to get the pass back. Hugh McGann outside him. Then it goes to Luluwai. Luluwai sees Dean Bell ranging up there. Bell takes the pass and over the line.
It all started from the Great Britain side. They make the tackle, but they're not stopping the ball.
Well, the young Manukau centre playing on the wing today, Dean Bell, a man of the future in New Zealand Rugby League, certainly has toiled so hard on that wing and protected his sideline so well. That is some small reward for him. Number 14 about to come on for Great Britain is John Joyner. Kick from Olsen Filipina. Just sneaking below the bar and a little to the left. Let's have another look at how this try was set up. Kurt Sorensen with that big long pass. Kevin Tamati. Tamati puts it back. Again, another long pass. Fred Arcoy found a little gap, stepped inside Gregory. Filipina managed to get it up as he was going down. Luluwai to Dean Bell. Number 11, Chris Burton, is coming off. Now that's going to be a blow for Great Britain. He has been one of their more effective forwards. John Joyner coming on. Joyner can play anywhere in the back line or second row in the forwards. He's also played loose forward. He's 29, comes from Castleford, has played 14 tests, and he made his debut way back in 1978 against Australia, so he's no newcomer to test football. Big deep kick back. Drummond to Hanley. Owen Wright puts Hanley on the ground.
Quite surprising that Joyner has got on, because the reserve forward is Bearsmore. And they're obviously trying to get a bit more attack in there, but bringing them back into the forwards.
Frank Myler, British coach, and the uncle of standoff Tony Myler, doing a lot of talking when they're on this side of the paddock. Dane Sorensen still keeping his tackle count very high, as are all the Kiwi forwards. They haven't really been found lacking at all, Kiwis, in their defence. Distinct lack of direction there.
It's unbelievable. Professional players like these guys are. They're just not knowing who to throw the ball to.
Ellery Hanley. Hanley starting to limp. Hugh McGann underneath the high ball well. Keeps possession for the Kiwis. Bell. Dane Sorensen. Dean Bell in the game again. This Kiwi side has just gone off the boil slightly. Harley keeping going. Hugh McGann in a gap nicely. Outside him, Fred Arcoy. Luluai was ranging up outside Arcoy. Right down to the other side now. Right. Gary Kemble comes streaking up inside him.
Yes, that's the first turnover I think we've had on the match. New Zealand had played their 6 tackles and therefore they had to give it over to the opposing side.
While in most cases a turnover, reaching the 6th tackle and having to give possession to the other side is unforgivable in Test football, in this circumstance the Kiwis are probably gaining from it. Olsen Filipina. Filipina still going. Trying to get that pass away. Hugh McGann was up beside him. They're going to try and run it in now, the Kiwis. Kurt Sorensen gets the pass out. Varley fumbling, but manages to regain it. 10 metres out now, the Kiwis. Howie Tamati. Kevin Tamati waiting. Pass back to Kurt Sorensen. See Kurt Sorensen still looking to get that pass away.
That's one of the few times he probably hasn't got the ball away in a tackle today.
Kevin Tamati. Olsen Filipina. Coming wide now. James Luluai. Outside him is Dane O'Hara. Couldn't be simpler. Beautifully set up after applying pressure for 3 or 4 minutes. Just when we said this Kiwi side looked as though they were going off the boil. In fact, the game was going off the boil. And the Kiwis once again put sustained pressure on Great Britain's line, and it pays off. Beautifully done. Kurt Sorensen. Wide out to Kevin Tamati. James Luluai. Dane O'Hara.
Yes, the Great Britain side really haven't even tried to get the ball out wide, and they don't look like they've got the ability to do that, actually.
Well, Dane O'Hara really didn't have a memorable first test in the first half anyway. The smile on his face tells all.
Yes, he's been far more involved today, Tony, than he was last week, and I'm sure he feels a lot better.
Flagged away for Olsen Filipina. I don't think it'll make a lot of difference in the final analysis. Let's look at the try again. Applying pressure in the middle and leaving the outsides just a little thin in defence. Kiwis capitalising so quickly. Olsen Filipina getting the ball out. Dane Sorensen flicks it to Kurt. Kurt to Kevin Tamati. James Luluai and Dane O'Hara. Andy Gregory, I think, is injured, the Great Britain halfback. Either his ankle or his knee. Arcoy. Oh, lovely pass from Arcoy. Beautifully done to Olsen Filipina. Hugh McGann up there. What a superb pass.
The class looking all over that pass was magnificent.
Campbell managing to get the kick in before the tackle. Burke not entirely sure what to do, thinking it was going to roll over the line. He's been tackled in touch.
Fred Arcoy showed great skills when he popped that ball up. He's committed the tackle and Filipina came bursting through onto it. As he goes through here and he popped it up magnificently, Fred Arcoy does.
Going out wide this time, Great Britain, but not making a lot of headway. Lydon coming back in. Still flicking the ball back. Lydon picks it up. Not going anywhere forward.
The Great Britain side is showing a distinct lack of interest in the game now. I think they lost all their confidence in a no-win situation.
Brian Noble, it is the Great Britain captain. I think he was gone off. 15 on there is Kevin Beardmore from Castleford, the 23-year-old who's a hooker, the number 2 choice hooker. And Brian Noble, number 9, the Great Britain captain, has gone off. We're not sure what the injury is. There is Brian Noble. Campbell. Kiwis in possession now.
Lilleway knocked the ball and is just picking it up from that play the ball. So Great Britain feed on the 22. So this is probably the best attacking position they've been in for quite a while if they hook the ball.
The Kiwis leading Great Britain 22 points to 6. Great Britain on attack, one of the few times in the match. Burke. Burke offloading it. Well, a fairly simple try. Shane Varley came round and tackled Burke. It's David Hobbs, is it? No, Tony Myler, who scored the try for Great Britain. Tony Myler nursing an injured knee. Let's have a look at it again. Came back round the other way. That's Burke. Shane Varley tackled him, but didn't wrap him up well enough. Myler running off him. Try to Great Britain.
Yes, a surprising try. I think it caught everyone unaware. Even we've found it up in this position that didn't realise it was a try. But this is the only time Great Britain has been attacked in the last 20 minutes and they've scored a try, so this game's still open, but I don't think they can come back. It's 22-10 with the kick to come.
Hopefully that try will have given them the confidence to try some more adventurous football. But they really have looked dull when in possession.
Yes, they really have. That was Burke come in and he just had too much bulk for Varley, then popped the ball up to Myler coming through.
So Mick Burke with a chance to put the extra 2 on the board for Great Britain to narrow that gap. That's a good kick. 22-12. 8 minutes remaining in the game. Let's have a look at the replay again. Shane Varley made the tackle, but he just couldn't wrap him up. Couldn't wrap up Burke well enough, and Myler just running outside him. And what Myler is complaining about is that Dane O'Hara coming through stepped on his sore knee. The replacement for New Zealand is Ricky Cowan, number 15. And I think Clayton Friend is on there as well. We'll have a look and see who's come off. But both New Zealand replacements are on the padding. Number 14, Ricky Cowan, making his test debut, 6 feet 2 and 16 stone. Just 20 years old.
Yes, it looks like Howie Tamati has gone off. That's who Cowan's replaced.
And Clayton Friend is Howie Tamati and Shane Varley, the 2 men who've come off. Both have toiled very well in this match. Both are still sitting there expectantly. Lilleway. Clayton Friend, a 22-year-old from Maruko. He's the reserve back, 5 feet 6 and 10 stone 7, the same size as Shane Varley. And Ricky Cowan, the big new forward.
Yes, this is Ricky Cowan's test debut today.
At 20 years of age, and what a future he's got. Number 15 for the Kiwis. Deep kick from Burke over O'Hara's head. O'Hara's going to run it back up. Brian Case testing the ball. Cowan waiting. Tamati. Sorensen. McGann. Cowan running onto it. Fresh player. Losing the ball in the tackle. Perhaps a case of first test nerves for Ricky Cowan. He had a superb trial that really played him into the reserve berth for this Kiwi side. Must have a big future. 6 feet 2 and 16 stone as a prop, and very, very fast. We've just heard that the official player of the day is Dane Sorensen, the Kiwi prop.
Yes, that's a good choice, but it must have been pretty close between him and Kevin Tamati on today's performance.
Be hard to pick. Filipina
standing there with so much time.
takes a lot of putting down. Kurt Sorensen puts it up to James Luluai. Luluai back to Sorensen. Well, there's no shortage of fire in this Kiwi pack.
He's been sent off, I believe. He's been sent off.
Oh, we'll have to have a look at it again. Andy Gregory has been sent off. 22-year-old Widnes halfback.
A little
rugged little player. Let's have a look at it again.
I think you'd have to watch his feet. I think he gets his feet round Kurt Sorensen's head.
Yes, that's where it is. You can see it there, putting a foot in. Ellery Hanley was lucky not to be sent off too for the elbow that went in first. But certainly that was a combined effort at softening up Kurt Sorensen. And Andy Gregory, immediately prior to being sent off, was named British Player of the Day. The overall Player of the Day, of course, Kurt Sorensen for the Kiwis. Better running from the Kiwi side. Kevin Tamati, nice pass in front.
Oh,
beautiful try.
Beautiful try.
Dane O'Hara going right around under the post to finish it. What a superb pass.
That all started with that set on the replay coming up. But watch the pass from Kevin Tamati.
Have a look at this again. What a lovely pass. Clayton Friend flicks it out. Owen Wright in the line. This is Kevin Tamati. Have a look at this pass in front of Ellery Hanley to Luluai. Luluai safe. Saw O'Hara outside him. O'Hara only had to run for the line unmarked, and he went right round between the posts to dot it down and make it easier for Olsen Filipina to convert. The try made by Kevin Tamati's pass. And already half of the crowd starting to leave with a couple of minutes remaining on the board. 28-12. The Kiwis really trouncing Great Britain considering the conditions. Look at it again. Kevin Tamati's pass in front of Hanley's what made it. Luluai flicks it up to Dane O'Hara. O'Hara goes round under the post to finish.
Superb team effort from New Zealand, Tony. They've been superior backs and forwards. Just a class above the English players, aren't they?
Definitely in a superior class today. The English players have not handled the conditions well. Time ticking away on this official board now with the Kiwis in a big lead, 28-12. Sorensen pulling it back again after losing it forward in the tackle, but the referee has ruled that it went forward. Andy Goodway with a knee in Dane Sorensen's face. Dane Sorensen has something to say about that. Seems Ricky Cowan has come into the game just at the time when it's starting to get a little niggly. The hallmark of this test and the first test was that there was no dirt at all, really. Very clean games. I think the Englishman, the Great Britain side, really starting to get frustrated.
Here we go now. Look, it's all on.
Well, perhaps we spoke too soon. I think the frustration just starting to set in.
Yes, this is Great Britain side. They know they've lost everything. They've lost both series, Australia and New Zealand, and they're frustrated, just getting away on them a little bit.
Hugh McGann playing the peacemaker role, but I think that both Sorensens have had just cause to retaliate in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yes, especially Dane Sorensen.
The game is over. Whether or not the time was up, the hooter hasn't gone, but the crowd has run on the pitch, and referee Barry Barnes has said that is the end. So the Kiwis have beaten Great Britain 28-12 in the second test at the Addington Showgrounds here in Christchurch. What a superb team effort. Once again, Great Britain started very strong in the first 10 minutes and looked as though they could score tries. But once that Kiwi dominance, particularly in the fast forwards, took over, The Great Britain side lost heart and seemed to lose interest in the last 20 minutes or so.
Well, that was all very disappointing. First of all, though, let's just clear up the match statistics. 16 points the margin of defeat, 5 tries by New Zealand compared with our 2, and altogether a pretty comprehensive win by the Kiwis. Well, afterwards, we asked the New Zealand television service to obtain for us an interview with the Great Britain coach Frank Myler, and via the satellite came this reply. We are unable to get the British coach. He was a little unhappy and wouldn't talk. Well, Frank Myler's disappointment was understandable, I suppose. Unfortunately, it leaves us none the wiser at a time when everyone's going to be criticising the standard of British Rugby League. Questions have to be asked. And I'm joined now by the Director of Rugby League Coaching, Phil Larder. Phil, simply, to start with, where do we go from here?
Well, it was certainly a very disappointing game, Elton, but I think the first thing that we've got to do is to congratulate the New Zealanders. They played some superb football in atrocious conditions. But yes, we have problems in our game.
What are those problems?
Well, I think first of all we've got to look at the thing generally. This year, for instance, the rugby union team have been annihilated in South Africa.
We haven't got time. I don't really want to evade the issue, Phil, if you don't mind me saying so. What is wrong with our game?
Well, we knew in 1982, after the Australians had been over here, that our game was inferior to the game that was being played at the other side of the world. And steps have been taken. We've got to realise that it's a long-term process. We've got to change our attitudes. We've got to advance our coaching methods. We've got to improve the attitude and the discipline of our players. And the process is taking place, but it's a long job. And it's going to take time.
Sure. We said today's game was a test of character, particularly in the second half. Do you think they responded to that, the players out there?
No, but I think from the reports that have come in from Australia, as far as attitude and behaviour is concerned, it's been a good tour. Our boys have really given 100%. I think it puts it down to this, that at the moment, the standard of rugby league in Great Britain is nowhere near as high as in New Zealand and Australia.
So why are we bringing over approximately 100 Australian and New Zealand players to play in our rugby league next season?
Well, I certainly think it will increase the interest in the game. I'm sure the crowds will go up to see the best players in the world, to see the Eric Groths, to see the Mal Meningers, to see the Wally Lewis. You know, I'm certainly looking forward to that. I think perhaps there might be a danger that some of the clubs are going overboard. Perhaps we have to learn from English cricket. But if these guys are used correctly, if they do promotions in the schools, if the likes of Lewis and Meninga and Groth and Peter Sterling go into the schools and promote the game and do some coaching, and their attitude rubs off with some of our younger players, a lot of benefit would come from it.
What about the structure of the rugby league? Are there too many clubs, do you think, at the moment?
No, we've just had 2 additional clubs joining the rugby league. Rugby league's a great game and it's expanding, and we need the extra players.
When we look at the 5 test matches that we've lost out there in Australia and New Zealand, do you think the partnership of Dick Gemmell and Frank Myler is to blame?
I don't think. I think we're ducking the issue if we start firing bullets at Frank and Dick Gemmell. I think anybody can do that. In the same way you can fire bullets at Bobby Robson. The question's much deeper. We're talking about the complete structure and standard of rugby league football, not whether Myler and Gemmell have done the right kind of
But the experts back home who've seen the matches have criticised the team pattern, that there's been no real coaching. I mean, as director of coaching there, that surely must concern you and worry you.
There's been certain pluses. Some of the youngsters have really played well. The defence has been much better. Yes, I'll accept the criticism that
should we have attacked more? Yes.
Sure, yeah, sure. We should have been more organised and we should have attacked more. But again, a coach is only limited and restricted by the standard of players he's got in his team.
Final question. Who should take charge of the British Rugby League team from here on in? For the 2 tests against France and for the next time we play this lot down under?
Well, that's a question for the Rugby League Council, I think. I'd be overstepping my mark if I predicted or did anything along those lines.
Well, Phil, thanks very much for talking to us, and many interesting points there.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, we do wish the lads down under all the best in their remaining matches, particularly next Saturday's third test against New Zealand. But I think we've seen enough already to realise that swift action is necessary for the development of our game. Hopefully that will start when the tourists return home on August the 10th, just 3 weeks before the start of the new season. Then maybe future Great Britain coaches and captains won't be forced to look on so helplessly on days like today. Bye-bye.
Campbell up on the line again, breaking a gap. Nice the outside of his James Luluwai. Will they catch him? Luluwai right under the post. Last tackle. The kick going up this time. Arcoy. And Hugh McGann comes up with it. Fred Arcoy will finish. Wide pass. Kevin Tamati. Tamati offloading. Fred Arcoy. Arcoy. Filipina in there. Hugh McGann. And outside him is Luluwai. And Dean Bell to finish it. Kevin Tamati. Olsen Filipina. Coming wide now. James Luluwai. Outside him is Dane O'Hara. Couldn't be simpler. Better running from the Kiwi side. Kevin Tamati. Nice pass in front. Beautiful try.
Beautiful try.
Dane O'Hara going right around out of the post to finish it.
The New Zealanders were unchanged, but in the injury-plagued tourist side there were two changes. In the front row, Keith Rain replaced Brian Case, and in the second row, Terry Flanagan came in for Chris Burton.
Expecting a big match from this Kiwi side today to make a clean sweep for the first time ever over Great Britain. Deep kick. As we've seen in the first two tests, expect hard, uncompromising tackling early on. Kiwis will want to stamp their mark on the match. Gary Campbell safe. Full of concentration, this Kiwi side. Kurt Sorensen. A good bursting run early on. Kurt Sorensen likes to get the ball and have a run very early on. Kevin Tamati. Awi Tamati waiting. Dane Sorensen. He'll be used in that role today to take the ball up. Shane Varley. Sivan Olsen Filipina back inside. Still getting the pass away. Owen Wright. Fred Arcoy. The bomb. Kurt Sorensen. A little big for Les Drummond to take that way. Dane Sorensen. David Hobbs, the tackler. Kurt Sorensen. They're assigning two men to Kurt Sorensen, as they did in the second test. Varley. Kevin Tamati tried to do a little double round and it's stolen. Gregory it was up there. Well, a good tackle saved it for them. Ellery Handley up in position. Good chance for Great Britain. Just looking at a replay of that tackle. Dane O'Hara came flying back. They caught them. Andy Gregory being spoken to by the referee for back-chatting.
Yes, that was something that happened early on, but New Zealand have been penalised. It's in a reasonably handy position, about 25 metres out right in front. And that was for not getting off the man to play the ball again.
Mick Burke has 1 try and 20 goals so far on this tour. A man who held points records, which I'll tell you about in a moment. 7 minutes gone in the match. Mick Burke with a chance to put first points on the board for Great Britain. Well, it's an easy kick for Burke. Mick Burke, who had the points records in the 79-80 season in Great Britain, he kicked 140 goals and had scored 316 points. certainly much better play tactically from the Great Britain side. 10 minutes gone, leading 2-0. Ryan Noble, captain. Kick this time from Mumby. Dane O'Hara nudges it on to Kemble, back to O'Hara, drop, and Kemble's lost it too.
And Gary Kemble's just come from an offside position then, so this is another relatively easy chance for Great Britain to get 2 more points.
They don't come much straighter than that, so Great Britain are leading the Kiwis in the third test with 12 minutes gone by 4-0. Kiwi side really needing to get back into this game now, 4 points down. Kevin Tamati. Dane Sorensen. There's the line, just meters out now. Owen Wright gets the pass back. Gary Kemble's up there, just a couple of meters short. Dane Sorensen. Kevin Tumley waiting, looking around, see who's there. Shane Barley. Kick. Burke's under it. Taken safely by Burke. Tackled in goal.
Yes, Burke took that ball beautifully under his post, but he couldn't get it out. The New Zealand players were out there and they kept him pinned under his post. Drop out from the goal line. But that was another well-placed kick by one of the New Zealand players, and that time was Varley, right on the spot.
19-year-old Joe Light kicks the ball.
That's what's happening. Oh, the Great Britain side made a terrible mistake. One of their players, I think it was number 6 Myler, standing offside from the kick. It's a penalty, New Zealand right in front. It's a shocking mistake at this level of football.
Myler has been told.
The referee indicated that he had his foot over the line. He was standing in that position from the kick.
Four points to 2. Great Britain lead. Gregory. Flanagan getting the pass up nicely to Gregory.
He looks very nippy when he gets that ball. He gets half the gap and he's through.
So I think he's made a difference over the first test, half-back Neil Holding. Just about 20 minutes gone in the test now. Great Britain leading the Kiwis by 4-2. Burke on that occasion played it himself. They're going to play it wide. Running from Joe Lydon. He picked the ball up well but couldn't go anywhere. Mumby. Flanagan gets it through, picks it up again himself. Eventually tackled, and Andy Gregory's in a gap. Out wide, Ellery Hanley. What can they do from here? Hanley trying to run, look, Gary Campbell. He's going to get there. Good try.
A brilliant individual try by Hanley. A magnificent try on the strong Bradford winger.
Well, the Kiwi side have it all in front of them now. Have a look at it again. Flanagan it was that made the break. Nicely done. He got that pass up beautifully to Gregory, who's run off him well all day. Ellery Hanley out there, just losing his footing for a minute. Decides that he can rock with Gary Campbell and does so. And made an individual try. Very nicely done. Very strong play from Ellery Hanley in the centres. Anyway, the kick coming up for Mick Burke right from the sideline. Flagged away. So Great Britain leading the Kiwis 8-2 with 22 minutes gone in the test match.
And quite deservedly that they're ahead, Tony. Here we go again. Here's Hanley. He beat Campbell and he run past Filipano. He missed him. Campbell come again, but
New Zealand have 5 penalties to Britain's 2.
They've got the wall here. Planned move.
Filipano couldn't quite smuggle it away. One of the moves they've been practicing and training all week. James Lilleway stout Dean Bell, who was way over on that wing, and gave it to Dane O'Hara to cross the line.
Yes, look for number 3, Luluwai. When he goes and he steps, he commits 2 men in. He gets Hanley in. Kemble's there as the extra man. It's out to O'Hara, and it's a good try.
What was Dean Bell doing way over there?
But we had another overlap there as well.
Chance to equal the scores.
Bad luck, Olsen Filipano.
You can't get any closer, and hard luck for Olsen Filipino. So Great Britain still leading the Kiwis after half an hour in the first half, 8-6. A couple of minutes remaining in the first half now. Another planned move from the Kiwis. Great Britain they weren't sure where it was going.
You heard me.
Hugh McGann, Dane Sorensen, Olsen Filipino, straight through a little gap. Plays it himself, almost losing it forward. I think it will be ruled knocked off.
No, there's a penalty against Great Britain. And this should tie the scores up. 10 metres out from the goal line, virtually right in front. The referee ruled when Filipano played it forward. Great Britain man came from an offside position to tackle him.
4 points on the board through Olsen Filipino levels the scores with a minute remaining in the first half. Great Britain in potentially an attacking position from here.
The right idea is only less than a minute to go. They've got to get up there.
Kemble safe.
Magnificent take by Gary Kemble.
Little punch-up broke out between Shane Varley and Brian Noble. Let's have a look at it again. It started between Brian Noble, the Great Britain captain, and that's where I suspect it started. Putting his foot in, Shane Varley had a go at him. Shane Varley, for a little fella, wasn't doing too badly there.
What's happened now? Great Britain have been awarded a penalty. It's midway sideline and goal post. Burke will bring it back to the 22, and he may kick this goal, and they go into the half-time lead.
And it's there. So Great Britain go up at half-time with a 2-point lead. 10-8. This is Noble. Gregory. Mumby well held by Dean Bell, gets the ball back. Good way. Tackled 3-on-1. Laurie Hanley. Laurie Hanley, the danger man.
6 tackle again. They'll probably put the ball up, so it's back to Adams, and up it goes. And well positioned too.
Nicely knocked back. Joe Lydon's got the ball. Mumby puts it down.
And Mumby a try.
Well, Kevin Roberts has given them the try. Well, the scoreline would have been hard to believe if you'd told somebody before the match. Let's have a look again at that move. It was nicely knocked back in basketball fashion. Lydon picked it up, ran out for the corner, found some support inside him in Mumby, and Keith Mumby just had to dot it down.
Yes, there's no doubt about that try. There can't be any dispute about that. It was a fair try. It was a good kick by Adams. He puts it up here. This is one of the few times in New Zealand haven't really gone up and contested the ball. It goes out to Lydon. Kemble comes across, takes him well. Lydon flips it behind him. Mumby's there. Fair try. Good try.
Really the Kiwis being beaten by their own tactics.
Yes, this Great Britain side have certainly learned, haven't they? And since we were here 2 weeks ago, they're using the similar tactics to what New Zealand did, and they're having good results with them. New Zealand have to come back now if he kicks this goal.
So Mick Burke. Yes, it's there. 16 points to 8. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Great Britain with a comfortable lead. Here is ball. Clayton Brett has it.
Here's one against the head to Howie Tawney. A vital title. James Littlewi's 5th consecutive try in Test football and 5 consecutive tests. Here we
Look at how
go.
it came out. There's Olsen Filipina. Stands up, flicks the pass back. Owen Wright ran it wide. Owen Wright gets a big hand out with the pass to James Littlewi. Littlewi dives over the line in the tackle of Mick Adams.
Yes, that try was made with a flick pass from Filipina, but Owen Wright showed tremendous skills there to take two and three tacklers on and get the ball back to Littlewi.
Olsen Filipina now with the kick, and it's just wide.
It's over.
It's over. It looked from here as though it was just wide of the post, but they give them the 2 points. 16-14, Great Britain leading. 15 minutes gone in the second half.
That's just what we needed. New Zealand 8 points.
Filipina's pass was good to Owen Wright. Now have a look at Owen Wright's pass. Back to James Littlewi. Right place, right time, try. Flanagan.
Yes, the New Zealand players are all on their toes. Very keen at the stage.
Nobody is going anywhere in this Great Britain side. Brian Case. Injured in that tackle. Have a look at the tackle again. Well, there were 3 of them on him. It was a legal tackle, but it would have hurt. Case is still injured. He's still on the paddock.
Yes, I think he's in cloud 9. He doesn't know where he is. He's still down.
They might be in trouble if they need a replacement. Oh, good play from Great Britain. Nicely stolen, Kevin Tumley. The ball bobbles round. They'll come back to the knock off.
Thank you, Mark.
Brian Case from Wigan, 26-year-old, who already has a try on tour. If he comes off, their replacement forward will be John Joyner. Clayton Friend! Nicely done, Clayton Friend! Well, he caught the unawares, Clayton Friend. We'll wait for the replay and see how he did it.
Oh, a magnificent individual try by Friend. The crowd has gone absolutely berserk.
Oh, tumultuous applause from the crowd. Clayton Friend stealing away from the scrum. So fast around the scrum. So clever. What a brilliant way to start your Test career.
Right. At that stage, the Great Britain forward has just gone off, and number 15's come on, which is John Joyner.
Yeah, John Joyner, normally a forward, but he hasn't played in... normally a back. He has played in the forwards. He's 49. He comes from Castleford, but he hasn't played 15 Tests.
Yes. This should be a formality for Filipina.
Yes, it's there. As is the response from the crowd. New Zealand go into the lead for the first time in the match. 20 points to 16. 20 minutes gone, second half.
Yes, you see what happened here. Great Britain were 1 forward short. They never had a loose forward. No one to cover the blind side. Therefore, the gap was there. Clayton Friend was through. The other, no one to beat. The fullback was marking his man. A brilliant try to Clayton Friend.
Britain trying to steal away the ball.
Scrum team to New Zealand and correct feeding.
I noticed John Jordan is playing halfback.
Yes, I hadn't noticed that. Kevin should put this out that New Zealand been really attacking the Great Britain line. What planned move will they have here? Will it be a line or will it be a wall? Looks like they're going to use the wall again.
Didn't quite work that time. Hugh McGann trying to go. Kevin Tumley.
Just to get the ball back to the middle of the field so they open up their blind side. They go either way then.
Clayton Friend salvages it. Dean Bell. Dane Sorensen again, taking the ball up. What a workhorse Dane Sorensen has been in the 3 tests.
Yes, he's had 3 brilliant games and he's carrying on today.
Oh, Olsen Filipina standing up in that tackle. James Liluai's through! Oh, good try! That's why Olsen Filipina is in the side. Standing up in the tackle, getting the pass away, and once again, James Liluai, right place, right time, score a try.
Yes, I think you named him well early after that first test, Tony. James to finish a little way, and exactly what he is. Here we go. The ball comes out to Kevin Tamati. He takes it through, tops it up to Olsen Filipina. He stands in the tackle. James Liluai positions himself between 2 tacklers, but he shows so much strength and determination underneath the post. Right in front of the post. New Zealand go out to a 10-point lead. 26 points to 16 with 9 minutes remaining.
The second replacement for New Zealand. Have a look at this. The feature is the pass from Olsen Filipina. Now he delayed it and he put it in perfectly in the right place for James Liluai to come in and score that try. Akoi. Another good arm. Kevin Tamati was lifted Andy Gregory up, but they're actually teammates for Windows in the English competition. I don't think we'll drop him on his head. A little bit of friendly rivalry there between Kevin Tamati and his Widnes teammate. Gary Campbell. Well, by my reckoning, Gary Campbell has made 2 mistakes in 3 test matches. That's not bad.
No, he's had a superb series. And
oh, beautifully run in, Dean Bell. Nicely done. Clayton Friend again. Clayton Friend, his second try.
The Great Britain players are protesting it. They say never force the ball. And the referee's having quite a bit of trouble here. They're all surrounding the referee. I don't know what's going on. But it's a fair try. He's awarded the try to Clayton Friend.
What they're claiming is
here we go.
The same thing happened as in the second test. Look at Dean Bell. Look at the way he ran onto that ball. Clayton Friend out there. Such determination to get to the line. In the tackle. He didn't force it.
I think the Great Britain players were fair on that. The ball never seemed to hit the ground.
That is a direct parallel.
Here we go, head on. Let's see if we can see if the ball hitting the ground. There's Bell, he's through. Now watch out for when Friend is tackled.
That is not a try.
Does the ball hit the ground or not?
No.
I don't think it did. New Zealand, very, very lucky.
Filipina puts the extra points on the board. History has been made at Carlaw Park today. For the first time ever, a Kiwi side has beaten Great Britain by 3 tests to 0 in a series.
The tourists running out of steam, a disastrous second half of Great Britain, having led 16-8 at one point, and thus suffering, as they say, a 3-0 defeat in this series, as they did in Australia. Rugby Union.